What's up, DC Nation? Back in the video on Joker War Zone. Alright, this comic, and we've already went over pretty much the James Tynion story where Joker and Bane met up. We already went over the Lucius Fox story written by John Ridley. Well, in this video, I'll be going over the other three stories, which is the Cassandra and Spoiler team up. Then we also got a Clown Hunter, like his brutal debut, and then we got a Poison Ivy story, right? About like the Guardian of Eden, I think. It's the one where her and Harley would actually show up together, right? But we're gonna dive into the first story, guys, which is like Cassandra and Spoiler comic, which it's very cool, right? I'm a big fan of Cassandra really like the character. Spoiler, she's okay, but I'm a big fan of Cassandra mainly because she's a great Batgirl, and she's great in Brian Hill's Bound and the Outsiders. I actually review that on this channel, but I feel like she deserves her own book, and this story itself shows that. And guys, the story is written by Joshua Williams, and you don't know him? Well, you should. He's a great writer. He's done the whole Flash series. He did some other great books too, and he does this great story as well. But yeah, guys, I'm not going to waste your time further. Let's dive into the third story of Joker War Zone. The story opens up, you see this Joker goon. It says, Gotham's a hard town, kids. If you need the right peel for the right job, you work with me, Henchmaster. He says, all the top shelf henchmen came from me. I'm the guy behind the guy. You want to know Penguin's favorite penguin for each night? The Riddler's favorite riddle? Which side is Two-Face's good side? Then you come to Henchmaster. But tonight you want to be trained to be with the main man. The Joker doesn't let just anyone in his crew. And if you want to be the next punchline, you gotta steal me something good. Something I can bring to the Joker to show you mean business. Now, these Joker goons are stealing stuff, but that's what we see. Cassandra Cain, Orphan, and pretty much Spoiler that show up. And Spoiler says, your night is about to be spoiled, boys. And Henchmaster says, it's your lucky night, Hench bros. Bag yourself a sidekick. And we see Cassandra Cain, she goes to kick Henchmaster, it says pause. Explain again. Now we find out, guys, is Cassandra Cain and Spoiler, or Stephanie Brown, they're trying to assault this place with all these Joker goons and Henchmaster, and get this bat signal. The original bat signal that Commissioner Gordon used. And why they're trying to do this is so they can put some hope in Gotham City. Create this symbol. Get back Gotham City and actually inspire some hope in themselves. So, Cassandra says, exactly, that it's the symbol that we need. You get it, you're in. And then she says, security is intense, and that weirdo Henchmaster's all over it. So we'll race in there like bats out of hell, and you'll kick me in the face. Now, we go back to pretty much an hour later, and we see Henchmaster grabs Cassandra Cain and says, don't underestimate me, little girl. He says, oh boy, I know you two. Heard the Joker himself talk about you. Little henchies. Orphan is the martial arts master. Spoiler is all tech and nobody. You bring them to the Joker and you'll be set for life. And Spoiler says, Orphan, and then she starts going away. Orphan says, go. She's like, I got this. And Spoiler says, don't go easy on them. Now we see Spoiler, she shows up to this one place, like acts this one chamber, and she says, Dad, I know you loved your traps, but please tell me you went easy on this one. We see Henchmaster, he's going after Spoiler, and he says, if you're both here, you must be after something good. Spoiler says, dang, security is ancient. Wish Tim was here to see this. And Tim is referring to Tim Drake Robin. Now, Henchmaster says, you know your Batman and I are not that different. We both train people to die for others. And Spoiler says, can you keep it down, please? I'm trying to work. Now, Henchmaster says, are you ready to do that, girl? And you see Cassandra Cain, she's taking out all these Joker goons. And Henchmaster says, to be used as a weapon for someone else. And Spoiler says, are you? And she grabs Henchmaster, flips him, and throws him through his chamber. And then you see Cassandra Cain take down these Joker goons. And Spoiler says, that still counts as a successful security hack. Damn. I remember the first time I saw that bright light in the dark sky, and every time after that, it means something to the people of Gotham. And I want to say to see Batman's symbol, to know we haven't given up. And we see the bat signal, guys, and Spoiler says, but it wasn't just for them, it was for, and Cassandra Cain says, us, come. I have an idea. And we see him talking like, are we sure we want to do this? And Spoiler says, we didn't exactly get permission, should we wait? And Cassandra says, no one gave Batman permission, you're right. And they say, Gotham needs to see our symbol. And you see Cassandra Cain and Spoiler, or Stephanie Brown, they're jumping through the sky, this big signal in the sky. It's bright colors by Hi-Fi, one of the best colorists in DC Comics, and it looks really cool. It's just titled The Symbol. It's a really simple story, guys, just about Cassandra Cain and Spoiler trying to recover the symbol, right? The whole like signal inspire hope, which I really like. It has a lot of action. The artwork actually looks, at first I was like, I'm not a big fan of it, but the colors is really the thing that brings it up and makes the art look a lot better. But she's seeing Cassandra Cain, orphan, kick ass, and knowing that maybe she'll become Batgirl again, I like that. And spoiler, even though she's not the best in the Bat family, she's still shown really good here. But yeah guys, overall I'm going to give this story an 8.3 out of 10. I thought it was a solid story that was actually a good addition to this book. Now, the next story on our list is actually the Poison Ivy one, right? So, let's dive into that. Now, this story is called Ashes of Eden. Now, you see, Poison Ivy, she's walking into Eden, the one place that her and Harley would go to cope with things. She says, Harley, is that you? And you see these Joker goons. They say, hey, looks like the boss partied up with another of Gotham's favorite rogues. And they say, should we call her green or red? Now, you see, Poison Ivy, she gets all her plans. She says, I think you should call for help. She starts taking down these Joker goons, and she says, did Joker send you? And the Joker goon says, it was his lady clown. We followed her down when, and Poison Ivy takes them, she actually starts getting hit, but then she says, gentlemen, I'm so sorry, no one told you about the rules, but strictly no guests allowed. She burns these guys alive, guys. And then she says, oh Harley, I can't rebuild Eden by myself. She sees everything in ashes. Guys, this is set after Batman number 98, where Harley and Punchline and Batman fought in this place and burned it pretty much. And you see this other Joker goon, this woman, the last one, say, what happened down here? Poison Ivy grabs a skull. She says, I had to burn them. All of them. Then she says, just one invasive species can destroy an entire ecosystem. She grabs, pretty much gets vines and wraps around this other Joker goon. And this Joker goon says, please don't kill me. And she says, don't worry, I'm feeling nostalgic, and you remind me of someone, both so eager to squander the potential of a clown prince. It was her responsibility to take care of this place, and now look at what's left of it. And the Joker goon says, I understand. Why can't you regrow it? She's crying. Poison Ivy says, of course I can have the power to regenerate Eden. I simply lack the interest. She's pretty much saying that, hey, Harley screwed up. And then she says, I let myself be distracted by pursuits of the flesh, but I forgot that humans aren't like plants. They're animals, mostly violent and always unpredictable. Plants always keep an even temperament. I think it's time I reevaluate my priorities. I tried getting the world a paradise. Now the only choice I have left is to raise hell. And then she says, I prefer to be called another name. She kills this Joker girl and then she says, call me Queen Ivy. She has a whole new suit on and she takes over. She says, on the surface, people are so desperate to enact change from the ground up. But I know that to create something lasting, you have to dig deeper than that. Slither your roots into the very foundations throughout Gotham. And she says, and they won't know what hit them. And you see guys, she's taking over Gotham and she has a big plan that will probably turn out and actually be a storyline in the Batman main title. Now, guys, I'm not a big fan of this story, not really. Like, the artwork is okay. It has some good parts where Poison Ivy, like, kills those guys, burn them alive, but other parts are just kind of boring. Like, oh, I'm Queen Ivy. It's a lot of setup that isn't really handled that well. And it's a lot, there's like a lot of monologue at the end where Poison Ivy's like, oh, this, that, oh, humans this, oh, these Joker goons, oh, Harley doesn't know what she's doing, oh, I'm gonna pretty much do something at Gotham. I just wasn't really intrigued. It was kind of a slog to read, even though it's one of the shorter stories in this comic. And I think it's by far the weakest in the book, and that's why I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I thought it was okay. I can still read it, but it's kind of a disappointment. Now guys, one more story in this book. It's the one about Clown Hunter's brutal debut. So, let's get into it. Now, you see Gotham City Narrow. So you see Joker, he hires these different, like, pretty much Joker goons who are very skilled. There's 3 of them. There's Knuckle, Pop, and Big Ed. And Joker says, you see, my war is over. This city is going to evolve, transform into something new and horrible, but there's something out there evolving it's a little too quick. Pretty much the Clown Hunter. And he's saying like, hey, we need to take down the Clown Hunter. He's getting my way. He could cause this whole, like, everything I'm doing to go astray. And Punchline is hearing all this, but what he says is he tells these clowns to go after him, kill him. And we go to the Narrows, we see these clowns go and they're like, stop your bikes. And they see these different things like traps. And they say, this kid's not playing, is he? And they say, boys, you seeing this? And they're like, what are you talking about, Snap? And Snap says, those spiked strips aren't the only thing he left us. It's actually the 4th clown named Snap. And you see these other clowns just hanged and dead. And they say, we're going to need to teach this Clown Hunter a little respect. They say, Snap, stop. And Snap is blown up. He's dead, guys. And the other clown says, no, you idiots touch a damn thing without my say-so. That's the rules now. You got me? And they say, yeah, Big Ed, we got you. Good then, haul ass. We're seeing ducks out here. And they said, this Clown Hunter is playing with us, trying to get in our heads. Don't let him. And then we say, huh? We got an audience. This city ain't yours anymore. It belongs to the Joker. Ain't nobody come to save you. No bats and no Clown Hunters. And you see all these people just watching. and they say, "Hey, Big Ed, check this out. You must have been this shipment they lost here." And they say, "Careful, Pop." And you see this whole thing just said, "Clown-free zone." So Clown Hunter is here to kill people. Well, kill clowns. And you see another clown in the group say, "Looks like the chemicals are all intact. This is stuff they've been shipping out to Ace Chemical. You think Joker would double the pay if we got his goods back to him? Finish the job?" Wait, I see something. We see the Clown Hunter. And this clown tries to burn him, but turns out to just be a dummy. That's it. And the other clown says, "Show yourself, kid. Stop all these tricks and traps and fight us." And the clown says, "Yeah, okay. You mean like this?" And you see him snipe and he kills one of the clowns. He says, "You're right. That's a lot better." And you see one of the other clowns say, "You son of a..." He starts shooting. The clown just dodging everything. He's like, "Where'd you learn to shoot? Clown college?" The clown says, "Yeah, that's right." And they says, "You know what, kid? You have the Joker's attention. He's usually all caught up with the pointy-eared types. But you're making enough noise that he sends personally." And Clown Hunter says, "Maybe he just doesn't like you very much." And the clown says, "You know, I could bring you in, get you a face-to-face, maybe cut you in, give you a job." Clown Hunter says, "Yeah, man, we'd be fast friends for sure. We'd be grinning ear to ear before I knew it. Just like mom, just like dad." So guys, that's actually a really, it's kind of a reference to Clown Hunter's origin story, which will come in a future comic. And that's when the clown throws a ball and says, "Whatever, kid." And Clown Hunter hits, he says, "Hey, batter up," and hits the clown, almost blows him up. And Clown Hunter says, "You know, I've had to get pretty creative taking out all these loser clowns, but nothing feels as good as beating one of you to death with a baseball bat." And the clown says, "Try, kid." And Clown Hunter says, "I burned them, blown them up, electrocuted them." And then this clown goes out and tries to punch him. Actually almost takes down Clown Hunter, but that's what we see Clown Hunter. He keeps fighting, and the clown says, He takes off the pretty much mohawk off of Clown Hunter, and Clown Hunter, we see his real face. And this clown says, "Ha, you really are just a kid." And he says, "Here, I'll even things up." He takes off his mask. Says, "Not so easy when there's no mask, is it? When you're just a person, not a clown or a clown hunter." And that's what this clown says. "And look at that, I see that bat ring. This life ain't you, kid. You're the type that grew up idolizing the bat. And bats don't kill. Everybody knows that." And Clown just says, "Batman had his chance to save this city. He had his chance to save my parents, to save everyone. You clowns are terrorizing." He puts on his, pretty much his helmet again, his mohawk, and says, "I'm more interested in permanent solutions. And I think Gotham agrees with me." And you see all these different people just cheering, and this clown guy, this leader says, "Oh hell." And you see the Clown Hunter, he gets his axe, hits the clown in the face, and kills him. And then we see the Clown Hunter, he's just in the middle of this road, and everybody's cheering for him. And it's just the end. So guys, we see the brutal debut of Clown Hunter, and it shows that Gotham is actually on his side. They're actually cool with him killing clowns. Which I feel like the story, it was fine, but I felt like Clown Hunter was more starring in a story, not really a story about him at all. Like, what do we really get new? Okay, a reference to his mom and dad. Oh, a cool fight scene. That's really it. The artwork is okay. It's not amazing. And the writing is it's good, but it's nothing new. It's nothing really super shocking or like, wow, this really makes Clown Hunter's character really better. No, it just feels like another scene with him. That's it. Which isn't bad, but it's nothing amazing. That's why I'm going to give this story a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's alright, you should still check it out, but don't expect anything big. But yeah guys, I went over the other 3 stories, the Poison Ivy, the Orphan Spoiler one, and then obviously the Clown Hunter one. Which one was your favorite out of this Joker Warzone comic? My favorite was the Lucius Fox one. That one by John Ridley was just written so well, the artwork was well done. And my second favorite would probably be the Joker and Bane one, where they meet up. And then probably the Cassandra Cain one, that was actually really good. I really liked that one. That was just cool because I'm a big fan of Cassandra Cain. And then after that, it would just be this Clown Hunter one. And then far last place, we got the Poison Ivy one. I feel like that was the only disappointment. But yeah, guys, like if you give a big thumbs up on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to my next Joker War video. We got Batman number 100 coming up, guys, in less than a week. And it's going to be the finale to this whole Joker War event. So you really got to stay tuned for that, right? I'm excited because I've been doing all these videos. I'm getting hyped over this event. And I'm actually wondering how James Tynion is going to wrap it all up. But yeah, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace out.